I just realized I was the golden child, and I absolutely hate both myself for blindness and my mother for her actions against my sister. I'm still absolutely speechless from what I, 24M, learned just over 20 hours ago. This isn't going to be a first-hand account of abuse, but I'll be venting on what my sister, 21, has told me. I love my sister and my nephew, 1M, more than anything and anyone else in this entire world. After I moved back home with the last year, I have finally gotten extremely close to my sister. I'm not a good big brother by any standards, and especially not after what I was told yesterday. I've been blind to my sister's mistreatment and abuse from my mother, our mother, for years. Growing up, I had always thought things were pretty normal. We lived with our mother, divorced parents, maternal grandparents basically raising us while mom worked and did school. I thought that was average. Every single chance my mother had, she was there for me. School events? She bakes cookies or cupcakes. Choir or chorus, either way you say it. Front row. Christmas? Although we knew Santa wasn't real as soon as we could understand words and basic reading comprehension, she was the one to push for that. In her words, she wasn't lying to us, at just telling you the truth. We always had a bunch of presents. I remember us both opening massive boxes of gifts. I just remembered it wrong in hindsight. Back to school shopping? Everything we need bought and paid for. That is the mother I knew. Aside from that, she'd always make extremely homophobic remarks. I'm definitely not straight. I've been with men, women, transgender people, both MTF and FTM, as well as non-binary people. Love is love to me, but my mother is unaware of my sexuality. I believe her remarks were and still are a source of fear for me. And her honesty, impressive performances when it came time to punish either one of us. She'd whop and beat you with a thin little tree branch, still fresh from plucking off the tree. All the while daring you to scream and cry because that's only going to make it worse. Or she'd say, "Keep crying and I'll give you something to cry about." She was a fan of those two phrases for as long as I can remember. That is all the context I'll give for mother's treatment from how I incorrectly remembered them. I still can't believe that I followed what she said without question. Without looking into the discrepancies and holes in her story and my sister's demeanor when we were young. I wish I could go back in time. Protect her properly like our dad wanted. Like our grandmother wanted. I know I've continually failed her as a big brother for years due to rose-colored glasses and personal issues. For that I'm sorry. My sister and I were in the car on a trip recently and she finally opened up to me while my angle of a nephews and her boyfriend, 20M, were asleep. It started with us talking about how we used to watch Danny Phantom together and SpongeBob. It was honestly lighthearted and a great time of reminiscing about our childhood. After a few minutes she got quiet and said, "She used to starve me when she was mad." That sentence echoes in my head. After that the conversation changed. Christmas? She only got presents and a proper holiday from our dad. Deceased 47M, back to school? $600 spent on me and my sister got a few sweaters from our mother. School? Mom was never there for her. My sister's track team? Absent. Debating? Not important. Dancing? Competition wasn't worth going to because you guys suck anyway, a direct quote from our mother. Emotional support? Our mother would verbally abuse her and belittle her every day behind closed doors. Her friends knew, our grandmother, 79F, knew and all tried their best to protect her. Her friends find out? No more friends. I remember when she was 14 her friends suddenly stopped coming over. Our grandmother stands up for her? No more of that either. She was banned from going to our grandparents when she was 17, my sister developed an eating disorder, so what did my mother do? She said to her, "I'll beat that WH*TE shit out of you." That is a direct quote. I know that this is true, because I've never seen or heard that level of emotion or conviction in my sister before. My mother's abuse, neglect and abandonment is almost exposed, so she intentionally isolated my sister from everything and everyone who could help her. There is a whole lot more, but maybe the rest I her story to tell. I just cannot understand how I was so blind. Why was I showered with love and affection and my sister tortured? My sister, she's beautiful, strong, funny and the most honest and humble person I know. Sis. If you read this, sorry. I won't tell your full story, nor will I use any real names, I promise you that. I also cannot in good conscience, now that I'm aware of the truth about what our mother has done, stay completely silent. She has two faces. The one you know and the one I do. Both need to be exposed. I love you. I love you and little man with all my heart. I'd do anything for you. I'm sorry that I'm only able to stand up for you when we're adults, but I will not back down.